capitalists shouldn't.
I can't. Actually, I'm so long. Wait, what? I can't tell if he's even analyzing the lyrics or if there's like a compendium or like an addition to Cole's song that I just didn't read. Wait, how does Cole imply that she's being irrational? Why are you so uncharitable, Fantano? Am I missing lore? Sure, he's a partisan, but it's not like he's lost the plot. Ever since I watched him do that review of that J. Cole song that brings up No Name, I have zero intellectual respect for Fantano. He is. I was just curious as to you on the backlash in regards to No Name. I don't know the specific beef. Oh wait, I have to get this up. Between No Name, oh no I don't, and J. Cole. So I can't speak to that. I don't know if his characterization of her was accurate or not, but I think the messaging of the song was pretty good. And that there are a lot of people, and rappers especially, that can be super out of touch with responsible ways to communicate in society, but that reaching out to somebody, being positive, being loving, patient, and supportive is probably a more effective way at getting them to change their mind than just coming out on Twitter talking about how evil and horrible everybody is. Maybe that's a less effective way of getting them to understand you. Did you listen to No Name song? Nope, I don't listen to girls rap. I'm just kidding, that's a I think we've listened this far. I don't remember the lyrics, but the song is really sick. I don't know who does the production, but wait, was there anything bad about this song? It seemed okay. It sounds like she's calling out some rapper for not talking about more important issues, but like taking a diss track at her for some shit.
We captured a point.
And it is time for a track review. My thoughts on a brand new song and single from the one, the only Mr. J. Cole. Jermaine saw fit to drop a brand new single in reaction to this current resurgence in the Black Lives Matter movement, all these protests against police brutality, potentially some beef he has with another artist out there. We're going to get into all of it as best we can. I have not listened to this track yet. I've read some of the lyrics from it, which have been a huge point of controversy thus far, and I'm interested in, I guess, completing the rest of this message and seeing how it plays out in song. So let's just give this track a try. Let's give it a shot. Snow on the Bluff is the title. Ba-bam. Okay, that was J. Cole, Snow on the Bluff. And honestly, I can't believe I was stupid enough to think I was going to go into this and just talk about the music and get off scot-free. But no, this track is really, truly about the message, and that's pretty much it. But still, very pretty, serene instrumental, dreamy instrumentation, pretty soulful, not a lot of structure. We have J. Cole's very dense, verbose verse and a spacey outro that is quite pleasant on the ears. And yeah, that's pretty much the build and the aesthetic, the sound of
Can rice be used to cook
song.
simple meals?
Then moving on from there, we have what J.
Yes,
Cole
okay,
said.
cool. And
now,
barriers.
before I get into this, I do want to address the overarching narrative about this song, that it's about No Name, and J. Cole has sort of confirmed that in this tweet thread, talking about people interpreting it as such, and saying, oh, but people can think about it what it is, but follow her, and I think she's great, and so on and so forth, which it wasn't like a strong denial or anything. I think we can maybe safely say at this point that he either had her in mind or someone who was taking a very similar tone to her in this song. And regardless, my thoughts on J. Cole's overall message here with this track pretty much remains the same. Granted, the person J. Cole has in mind on this song and No Name seem to come off a little pretentious, and look, that's whatever to me. That is a personality trait I have dealt with a lot in the music world. For me at this point, it is what it is. Personally, I do think No Name can come off a little strong or a little overbearing in her opinion sometimes. I mean, she even blocked me after I did a video about her takes on her white audience, which I thought were a little ridiculous. So, of course, just to get some context for what J. Cole and other people are talking about on this track, I had to open up another browser window and see what was in her Twitter feed and all that shit. And yeah, there's a lot of radical politics in what she is saying, but I don't really think what she is putting out there is necessarily wrong or meant to put down others who aren't on the same page as her necessarily. I see her putting out a lot of information that people need to hear. I see her giving a lot of perspective. I see her throwing a lot of resources out there and also encouraging other people in the music community to stand up and donate and say their piece as well. As much as people are loving this song and loving what J. Cole is saying, and some people are thinking like, yeah, you know, he's starting a dialogue and he's saying a lot of positive stuff, and some people are responding to it positively saying, yeah, you know, he's really put her in her freaking place and said what needed to be said. I'm having a different perspective on this. I think this track is very Little Dick energy, and honestly, that's putting it lightly, and I don't think I can really get to the crux of why without going through at least some of the lyrics, so let's just do that. Now, look, warning, white guy opinion coming through. If the fact that this opinion is coming from a white guy, which granted, it's fine to have a perspective on that and have a reaction to that. If that bothers you, you could turn this video the freak off. That is totally fine. You don't got to agree with anything I say. You could take anything I say with a grain of salt, and you could say anything I say is painted by a lack of experience or privilege or a whole host of other things. That's fine. But I'm still going to put my opinion out there. You don't got to like it, but it's going to exist. Bam! Here are the bars. The bars! All right, let's start going through these. The points where I have quite a bit of contention with Cole on this track. So right from the jump, I don't really get what J. Cole is getting at, talking about his IQ is average, and there's this young lady who's way smarter than me, and she's saying all this like crazy I read things stuff in her Twitter timeline. And since when are you the average IQ guy? Since when are you the dumb rapper guy who doesn't understand any of this stuff? Your entire career up until this point has been painted by your wokeness, your awareness, your lyrical depth. I mean, you literally did a conversation with Sir Pumperton, Lil Pump, putting yourself opposite to him is like, you know, oh, you're the sagely guy who, you know.
That, I think that's the whole, wait, hold on. I'm sorry. This is, either I'm totally missing something or what, but I thought that was the whole point of J. Cole's line here. Is it like, man, everybody thinks I'm really smart, but honestly, like, I'm pretty average. There's like random people on Instagram out there that are way smarter than me. I thought that was the whole point of this. Like, I feel like Fantano is hardcore missing the point of this opening line, or I'm reading too much into it. Like,
you know, you're gonna spit some game to this young dude who's kind of ignorant and does party music, and you're going to give him some context and tell him what really matters, and, you know, kind of create a bridge between these two lanes of hip hop, you know, the woke stuff and the party stuff, and bring some perspective. Like, you've been that guy. You can't start acting like the average IQ dude just because you've crossed paths with a woman who picked up a book. Like, what kind of response is this to this situation? Wouldn't this instead be creating an opportunity to learn, oh, hey, maybe this person, I can work with this person, or this person has access to resources or information that I need in order to get on their level? Shouldn't it be exciting to meet somebody who you could learn from or gain from in some way? But J. Cole doesn't really take that.
Wait, but that's, he literally said that or whatever. I ain't no dummy to think I'm above criticism, so when I see something that's valid, I listen. I feel so confused right now. Wait, what the fuck? Wait. Okay, hold on. Oh yeah, I'm trying not to make that accusation, especially because me and Fantano have political disagreements, but that's the vibe I'm getting. Destiny, it sounds like he went into this track hearing this is a no-name diss track, and he likes No Name. Yeah, I'm hoping that, like, that's not the case, but I feel like we've entirely missed, like, it's kind of like how, like, when, because I'll say stuff like this, like, I don't think I'm a super fucking genius, like, I'm just, like, decently well-read on Wikipedia and shit, like, I Google articles and stuff, and then it's like, Steven, you present yourself as an internet debater, okay? You try to say that you have better opinions than all these other YouTube stuff. How can you say that you don't think that you're very intelligent? Like, I don't understand what you mean. Well, like, well, you're kind of missing the whole point of what I'm saying. Like, That's really, really, really weird. So I feel like the first like minute or two of this, he's completely and totally missed the point. But I mean, she way smarter than me is a little tongue in cheek. No, absolutely not. What do you mean she's way smarter than me is tongue in cheek? Or if this is tongue in cheek, it doesn't carry through in the rest of the song. I don't see that at all. What are you talking about?
Stop stuffing your fat fucking mouth.
But
perspective. He says this person is smart, but then she goes on about how she's mad. She's mad at this group and that group and this other group to paint that anger as if it's irrational. But I mean, given everything that's happened, shouldn't we be mad at police? Shouldn't we be mad at capitalists? Shouldn't
I can't. Actually, what I'm so long. Wait, what? I can't tell if he's even analyzing the lyrics or if there's like a compendium or like an addition to Cole's song that I just didn't read. Wait, how does Cole imply that she's being irrational? I scrolled through a timeline in these wild times and I started to read. Where mad at these murder police. Is that supposed to be tongue in cheek? Does Cole think the police are like super chill people, or she's mad at our ignorance? She wears her heart on her sleeve? I've never heard these phrases before used to describe somebody that's irrationally angry. You wear your heart on your sleeve. That's not something you say to somebody that's being irrationally angry. Wait, what? Oh no.
We be mad at some of the other things that she's bringing up in her feed? Isn't that anger legitimate? I mean, if it is, J. Cole doesn't certainly seem to say outright that it is. Now,
he absolutely does. He spends this whole part of this later part of the song. You've got all the answers, but how are you going to reach? How are you going to reach out to people and tell them that you're right? If I could make one suggestion respectfully, I'd say it's more effective to treat people like children, understanding the time and love and patience is easy to grow. This change is inevitable, but ain't none of us seen this before. Like, how can you possibly say that he thinks she's wrong? I'm so lost. Like, why are you attacking the very same people that really do need the shit you're saying? Instead of conveying your holier, help us get up to speed. Dude, Fantano is such a hack. Wait, I'm sorry. How can you miss this badly? Wait, I'm so confused right now. Wait, what the fuck? This analysis is actually so fucking bad. Does he just hate J. Cole? Or does he have a hearing/reading problem?
J. Cole continues to make this an intelligence thing, an awareness thing, and then starts to theorize about No Name's upbringing as if she had gotten, like, ahead of everybody else because she got some, I don't know, super woke education that everybody else missed out on. But here's the thing, like, you don't need to have gone to an Ivy League and read a whole ton of Angela Davis to, like, see the George Floyd video and realize, hey, something's like wrong, something's going on. That's kind of been the beauty of these protests.
Okay, I admit that I might be disconnected from the real life black community out in the streets. I could be, but I feel like if I were to go to DC, out in the streets here in LA, Chicago, Baltimore, I feel like if I were to go out into the streets and talk to these people about like socialism on Twitter, that they probably wouldn't follow very much. It probably wouldn't be like...
I guess Fantano needs those English literature classes as well, pep laugh.
That like the language that we use to describe like political upheaval and shit on Twitter or Instagram from the super woke crowd probably doesn't connect very well to the average person on the streets. Now that's just a guess.
And the general reaction to all this police brutality caught on camera, not only against Black lives, but also against the people protesting for Black lives. You don't need to be some kind of social scientist or political theorist to look at that and see that something is desperately morally wrong. So I don't really get why J. Cole is obsessed with this person's education level and how smart they are, as if like, you know, it's the fact that they've read so much that has led them to come to the place where they see the moral imperative to react to these killings and do something about it. Once more, that is so significant about what we've been seeing in these protests currently, that we're seeing so much solidarity across education lines, racial lines, cultural lines, geographical lines. We're seeing protests in reaction to this stuff in countries across the world. And again, for J. Cole to plead ignorance here and act as if like, yeah, I just like have no idea what's going on, honestly, even though I've spent my entire discography addressing social issues to one degree or another, it just strikes me as a little disingenuous. Like, obviously, just because J. Cole has some woke songs, it doesn't lead me to believe that he's like the smartest guy on the planet, but like, I don't know, you can't act as if like you don't have at least somewhat of a grasp of the things that No Name has been putting out there on social media over the past few weeks. And again, she's frustrated over here. She's frustrated, almost as if that frustration, that anger.
I'm sorry. I would put money on this, and I could be totally wrong, and I admit it, but like, I would put like a fair amount of money, although my bets lately have been pretty bad, but with the sexual harassment shit in fucking Twitch. But I'd bet money that like, if you were to poll the average black person that lives in like a fucked area, like a ghetto, that like less than 5% of them or 10% of them could tell you like, what is structural or systemic racism? What does that mean? Like, I don't know if anybody, I don't think that these terms that we talk about online, like these like high forums of like class or systemic analysis, like carry over to people on the streets. Like, I don't think it works that way. Maybe my experience with socioeconomically disadvantaged people is a little bit different than like other people. Fuck, most of the poor people that I ever met in my life when I was working small business jobs were all unironically bootstrappers. That was my personal experience. But like
anger, that reaction.
I think that people online get very lost and disconnected sometimes. This is why I'm so grateful for the very, very few like real life friends that I have, because sometimes like talking to them about like internet shit, like I can ground myself out hardcore. Oh my God. And I get like I get so lost in internet shit sometimes.
Is irrational, or she's just operating out of emotion. It feels a little bit like
trying to make it into the next YouTube video titled Destiny Thinks Fantano is a Hack.
Nice. Check Mizkif's stream. Why? Ender Dragon tonight. 2,000 gifted subs if I can't beat hardcore Minecraft in 4 days. Mitch is having a panic attack. Okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that information, but okay.
gaslighting. And once more, you're woke and I'm not. Like, since when are you not the woke guy? Like, that is what has drawn people to your music for years and years and years and years. And this presumption that
okay, dude, I'm sorry. I keep telling you I might be totally wrong, okay? Like, my kid's mom and all of her friends, like, listen to J. Cole and shit. I don't think it's because he's known for being woke. Is that true? Is that why J. Cole has, like, double platinum albums and shit with no features? Is because he's woke? Is that, like, his main draw? Like, I know that he's kind of woke, but I thought that he just, like, makes nice songs. People, like, listen to him to, like, fucking do his shit. Like, is Drake considered woke, or he's woke for a rapper? I don't know what his last two albums are, I guess. Because I listened through, well, actually, honestly, my standard for what woke means actually might be way fucking different. Because when I think woke, I think, like, gender abolitionist, anti-capitalist, like, I think of, like, some crazy, crazy far-left shit. So maybe that's... Would people consider Kendrick Lamar woke? Yes? Oh, okay. So wait, so if you talk about like growing up poor or how fucked like the system is, that's like what woke? Woke is in conscious rap? What rapper do you think is basically the only rapper that I know that I would consider truly woke that talks about like fucking hardcore, like real life shit that's like super fucked would be Uncle Adams, baby. That guy goes hard. I'm sorry, I'm done. Okay.
She is trying to lead everybody, and she's not a good leader because she's attacking people. Again, if this tweet that No Name put out over here is like what is essentially the problem, I don't really see this as a major attack. It's more like just highlighting an inconsistency. Then for J. Cole to go from here and put out this fucker retweet bar, more like just highlight.
Poor black folks all over the country are putting their bodies on the line in protest for our collective safety. And y'all's favorite top-selling rapper is not even willing to put a tweet up. People's whole discographies be about black plight, and they're nowhere to be found.
An inconsistency. Then for J. Cole to go from here and put out this fucker retweet bar as if, yeah, tweets don't matter, Twitter activism is insignificant. Sure, you can have that opinion. And No Name's original tweet wasn't saying it was. She was saying that there are rappers out here who tend to sling a certain sort of narrative in their music.
She tweeted that while J. Cole was protesting. Dude, that shit is complicated. I don't know what the right answer is for that. When Dave Chappelle came out, right, and Dave Chappelle did his 824, 846, or whatever the fuck his show was called. When he did that, Chappelle said that he shut the fuck up because he didn't want to take over any protests. He didn't want to make the protests about him, or he didn't want to come out and do tweets because he knew that like the protests and everything would get recognition on their own. He didn't want to like hijack the message or take over like any of the notoriety or whatever that the streets were getting. 846, yeah, is that it? That was what Chappelle said. I've seen other like people on Twitter come out and tweet certain things, but it says that like, or it seems that like anytime as a celebrity you do that, people will just like fuck you hard no matter what the fuck you do. Like fucking, if you come out and you tweet some shit like, hey guys, like we're singing a song in our homes, I guess, because we're all fucked. Look at the nice homes you live in. Ooh, okay. Well, hey guys, donated a few $1 million. You're worth $100 million and you only donate $1 million. Like, okay. Like it seems like whatever you do as a celebrity, like people are gonna give you shit for it anyway. Like what? Like I guarantee you, I can't guarantee you because I don't really know J. Cole or No Name well enough to say this, but like I could see it happening where J. Cole tweets some shit where he's like, hey guys, like the George Floyd stuff was fucked. Like this is bullshit. Like we should do something. And they'd be like, oh, and all you're gonna do is tweet about it. Like why aren't you out there with your fucking riot? And it's like, okay, well, fuck. Like, I mean, like, I don't know, dude. Like,
and the least they could do is do a tweet, and they're not even doing that. And again, you were protesting, you've been doing things, you've been speaking about this stuff. I feel like you didn't need to catch feelings. This may not totally apply to you. The tone of J. Cole's message here essentially to No Name or anyone like No Name is just that, hey, you're gonna catch more flies with honey than you are with vinegar. Sweeten the message, make it more palatable, be kinder, be gentler. Don't push anyone to get too woke, too fast, and maybe things will get on track more easily. And I don't know, when it's come to political movements and struggles of different stripes across the many generations of this country, you've always had sects that are a bit more civil disobedience and peaceful and gentle and a bit more, I guess, easygoing in their tone. And you've had portions of movements that are a bit more militant and just a bit more evangelical. Now, No Name, I don't even think really goes that far in a lot of what she says. She's not some kind of a black supremacist. With a lot of what she's putting out there, I think she is speaking to people as if they are adults, speaking with people as if this is something that you have known about for a while or should have known about, and you need to kind of get on board to make this change. How is it that J. freaking Cole has come through with this track where he's essentially made the situation about him, and He's come through like, oh, woe is me. I can't be a leader. I haven't read enough books.
Wait, what the fuck? Dude, Fantano is so like fucking politically blinded. I feel like I'm listening to like Ben Shapiro does music reviews, except his parents were hippies instead of conservatives.
But then you have Lil fucking Baby, like just on bars alone and music alone, like perceived to be, at least by me, one of the most vapid rappers out there right now. He comes through with a new track, kills it.
Can you help me? Dude, if he's having panic attacks, why the fuck would you guys think I can do anything? I mean, like, that's on... They said he wants to go to a hospital. I mean, he can go to the hospital if you want. They're not going to do anything for you. They maybe give you a Xanax or whatever. I think they might be able to give you a pill to calm you down a little bit, but... Like, I can't help anybody with a panic attack. Why would you guys think I can do this? You have the clip in your bar. What? Oh. Oh, god damn it. I'm gonna get roasted for this by Mizkif. I'm sorry, Mizkif, I love you. I think it's kind of funny that he like deleted the clips, but he left his stream on. I'm sorry.
You're a genius, dude!
Hi, Dad.
Diamond's right here.
www.
I need to go to the hospital, dude. I feel...
Exclamation mark shaders.
You good? Here, sit down.
Oh, he sounds like he's hardcore having a panic attack. Holy shit. Oh, at least mute the stream. Is it similar to yours? Not really, no. He did mute later, rip. Rip. I'm guessing Mitch's are probably caused by the Byron stuff that's been going on and everything going on, would be my guess. I don't think Miskiff is intentionally trying to farm drama here. Okay, sorry, let's finish.
Like 1 minute after another of fucking socially aware fire. Lil Baby, the last person you would ever expect this from, like drops one of the wokest fucking songs in reaction to all of this shit. And yet it is J. Cole who is bending the knee and saying, I cannot speak to this, I'm just not smart enough. I don't get it. Do we live in fucking Bizarro land? The end of this verse, in my view, is maybe the most salient section of the entire song, where J. Cole essentially admits really that the money he's made has put him in a position of privilege where maybe he's not like as concerned with this stuff or ready to get in the thick of it, and that he feels as if he's not doing enough. And again, I think it's the truest moment of the entire track. And really, the reason I think that J. Cole responded to this and responded in this way in the first place, because this frankly comes from a place of insecurity. I feel as if I am not doing enough, so I am going to react to these criticisms in a way where I'm going to make that very clear, but I'm going to couch it in, well, I just feel like I don't know enough things and you know so many things, and when you're telling me and other people those things, please just be nicer about it, please. And honestly, I gotta say, I just feel like that's kind of a cop-out.
I feel like that's kind of a cop-out. Look, I completely understand that not everyone is born woke and people aren't given the perfect politics and ideology and not everyone knows all the right things to say. That's fair. That's fine. But treating people like children, I get that it takes time for everyone to change, but the people who we're talking about are adults with an internet connection. You can look things up if you need to look things up. Now, of course, movements all have their issues and people are flawed. You're going to have problems no matter what political movement that you're operating in to some degree. But that doesn't really seem to be J. Cole's concern on this track. His concern mostly seems to be that I personally feel as if I've kind of broken out of this stuff and I'm not doing enough and I'm unhappy that somebody in a roundabout way may have pointed it out with a tweet that might have had me in mind, and because I'm insecure, I'm going to project it onto myself, even though objectively you could say that my discography, my previous statements, the fact that I've been protesting, all kind of speaks for itself. And even though this is potentially a personal issue I have with this other person, and I could reach out and have a discussion and clear the air in a quiet way that maintains the narrative and the focus of the greater movement on what's important, no, I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to put this track out there that just serves to tone police and ultimately just really get people off track mentally and focus on this drama instead of doing and focusing on what needs to be done and focused on. Again, to bring it back to Lil Baby and tons of other rappers have stepped up and artistically met this moment with a song that is about the problem, about the situation.
Okay.